Hey, Frank Kane here. Last night, Disney World invited me and my family to go check out Pandora, the World of Avatar, a new attraction that they've built at Disney's Animal Kingdom Resort. And it doesn't open to the public until May 27th, so I think they wanted people like me to kind of talk about how awesome it is, and it is in fact awesome. So let me show you what we saw last night. Now, when you first arrive there, they give you a little map like they normally do, and shows you a little overview of what's inside. Let's take a closer look. You can see it's a relatively small area, but they pack a ton of detail into this, so they really pack a lot of experiences and detail and immersion into a small space. It's really a wonderful place. They also give you this little field guide, which is kind of cool. It opens up to show you various plants and animals that you'll see in the world that they've created, which is very impressive. The detail is just phenomenal. And there is an overall ecological theme, I should add, to this whole land. I mean, they're talking about preserving the plants and animals that you find on this moon of Pandora, and obviously there's parallels to our own world that they're trying to draw. It also has a phrase guide for the Na'vi language. And when you go there, the cast members will greet you as Kati travelers. And if you respond with a Na'vi phrase in kind, such as Irayu, which means thanks, I promise you'll have a new best friend and get some more deeper interactions with the cast there that way. So let's look at the eye candy, shall we? Now, when you get in here, there's just a ton of little twisty paths and scenery that just beckon you to go explore it, and there's some truly beautiful stuff here. Yes, there are floating mountains. It's beautiful, with waterfalls coming off of them and everything. Truly a feat of engineering, and it's just a gorgeous place to look at. I think this place is going to look even more amazing at night because I noticed a lot of fluorescent paint on the ground and on the trees and in the plants and whatnot. So I think this place is going to light up to be really spectacular after dark. Unfortunately, they kicked us out at 8 p.m. before it got dark outside, but something to watch out for in the future. Now, the first thing we went to was the Na'vi River Journey, which is their new dark ride, and it is the best dark ride I've ever seen. I mean, take a look at some of the details that you'll see here. Just the line itself is highly detailed. It's gorgeous itself. So here's some of the scenery you see in the line, and here's something you'll never see again, by the way, an empty line. We walked right onto this attraction because it was a preview. And once you get inside, just look at all the little details on this thing. There's, animals that react to your presence and seem startled to see you there. There's little critters crawling above you on the leaves that are above your ride. And take a look at this animatronic at the very end. I have never seen anything like this. This thing looks real, and keep in mind, it's like 8 or 9 feet tall. This thing moves completely naturally, and it looks great from every single angle. This is truly a modern marvel of engineering. Really a fantastic, fantastic experience. Absolutely my favorite dark ride ever. Make sure you get a fast pass for that soon, because I'm sure they're going to fill up fast. Now, the showpiece of Pandora is the Avatar Flight of Passage ride. And again, the line is part of the experience. So you start going up these switchbacks up to the ride entrance, and you go through these caverns that are filled with these cave paintings from the Na'vi. And after that, you enter this industrial area that's sort of the earlier human exploration of this area that resulted in a lot of ecological damage, and you can see a lot of toxic waste and sort of the effects of all of that abuse of the environment there. And finally, you end up going through this lab area. It just has incredible detailing. I mean, look at all the little details inside the actual lab area here where they have little books and science experiments. There's just stuff you could look at here for hours. We actually held up the line a little bit just exploring it all. And finally, you see an actual Avatar here sitting in its tank. How cool is that? This thing looks completely real. It's just mind-blowing how they did all this stuff. I mean, great job all around. So on the ride itself, you mount what's kind of like a motorcycle sort of a thing, if you remember those old motorcycle arcade games, and hold on to it like that. The idea is that you're on the back of a banshee as you're flying through the world of Avatar. And what sets this apart from other similar rides is that it's a truly immersive field of view. It's not like in Soarin' where your view is obstructed by a row of other people's feet dangling in front of you. It is completely immersive. Complete field of view is surrounded by a 3D scene. They give you these 3D goggles that you wear so you can actually see all that. And it is absolutely immersive and absolutely amazing. Everyone in my family loved it. And I was sitting next to a party that had already been on it 2 times, and they agreed that it was the best ride they've ever been on ever. It's that good. Now, mind you, my only criticism of this ride is, well, there's a couple of things. First of all, I think they're going to have capacity problems because they can only process 16 people at a time in each theater, and I think they only had 3 theaters. And they're still kind of getting their rhythm down on how to get people through it quickly, but given the popularity that I think this ride is going to enjoy, you better make your FastPass reservations for this now, like months in advance, because it's going to be tough to get on this thing. Let's talk some more about the theming. I mean, the thing that really blew my socks off was the amount of detail that they put into this entire place. I mean, little things like just looking at the ground even, you can see that they weathered it all to make it look like it was like a real industrial area that got messed up. And within the lines, you can see little touches like pieces of rust on these barrels here. It looks like they've been there forever, but it's brand new. Or these pipes that look like they've been there for years, also brand new. I mean, it's just this attention to detail that really sets this thing over the top. And you can tell that Disney really answered the challenge that Universal Studios put up with their theming of Harry Potter, and they've taken it to an even new level of extreme detail and extreme immersion. It's just really amazing what they've done here. So it's not just about the environments and the theming and the rides. They even have an innovative place to get some food, the Satuli Canteen. Here's some shots of what that looks like inside. They've kind of taken the whole quick service concept here and embodied it. Basically, you get to choose your own protein, your own base, and your own sauce for a bowl of your choice. And they also have these little, I'm not sure what you call them, like pod things that are actually really, really tasty. And you can have them with like a vegetable curry inside. Great options if you're a vegetarian there as well, which is good for people like me. And the food is just really, really good. And they also have an option to order your meal ahead of time on a mobile app so you don't have to wait in line for it either. And the interior is just continuing the amazing theming that you see throughout this land. Just tons of little details, and it really feels like you're inside the world of Pandora. Pretty great stuff. There's also a gift shop called Wind Traders, and even that is innovative and over the top. You know, you can actually go in there and get a little avatar figure that's based on your own appearance, made up like while you wait. You can get a little banshee puppet that sits on your shoulder and is animated. And they have some really innovative gifts as well, including some really cool stuffed animals here of the various weird creatures that you find in Pandora. Wish we bought some. And you can also get a piece of floating unobtainium, which I thought was pretty cool too. So some very interesting stuff in Wind Traders as well. So overall, I would say that Pandora World of Avatar is the best themed area I've ever seen in a theme park anywhere. And believe me, that is very high praise. Disney really knocked it out of the park on this one. So make it part of your vacation plans. They open to the public on May 27th. These are very exciting times here in Orlando. So if any of you are passing through town, let me know. Always like to have a beer with you. So I'll see you later.